Hello, I'm Stephen Harding, and I'm Director of Goodfellow Communications, the comms team for the London Festival of Architecture. I'm nominating Lanercost Priory in North Cumbria, where I grew up. I spent hours exploring this building, which first sparked my interest in architecture and in history. In so many respects, it represents an embodiment of power and of power's transience. Lanercost's physical origins lie in recycled power. Hadrian's Wall lies only half a mile away, and when the once invincible Roman frontier was abandoned, much of its stone was plundered by local people. That's precisely what the Augustinian canons did too when Lanercost was built in the 12th century. It makes for interesting juxtapositions. Above the high altar lies an earlier altar to Jupiter, king of the Roman gods, here reduced to a mere building block. Alongside medieval mason's marks, around the building you can see strange circular patterns carved into the stones. These are witches' marks, intended to ward off the power of dark forces, as if the canons who raised the building to the glory of God were somehow hedging their bets. Today, Lanercost Priory lies in a tranquil valley, surrounded by farmland and a few scattered houses. It's hard to imagine this place ever having much significance, but in 1306 it effectively eclipsed London as the centre of power in England, when Edward I came to stay and installed his court and household at Lanercost for many months. Over the years, Lanercost was a pawn in a power game between England and Scotland, frequently changing hands during centuries of border warfare. This turbulence took its toll, so much so that by the time of the dissolution of the monasteries, Lanercost was almost worthless. The dissolution in 1538 was part of an important pivot point in English history, as ecclesiastical dominance gave way to more secular forms of government, society, and power. After the dissolution, some of the priory buildings became a home for a local nobleman, while much of the priory fell into the ruin that we now see, cared for by English heritage. Yet part of it was retained as a church and remains in use today, alongside the nobleman's house, which is now the oldest village hall building in the country, both testaments to the tenaciousness and power of Lanercost's tiny rural community, and of architecture's power to inspire over almost 9 centuries.